The latest real estate market stats are in, and the news is not good for buyers. If you're a buyer out there or a seller, you're going to want to watch this video as I break down the latest real estate stats for Atlanta and the metro Atlanta area, and we're doing it right now. Let's do it. Hey, if this is your first time on this channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living, working, playing, and breathing all things Atlanta and the metro Atlanta area, as well as the latest market stats, then hit that subscribe button, click on the notification bell so you can be the first to know about all the things that are happening here in Atlanta, Georgia. My name is Jonathan McCoy, and I'm getting calls, texts, and emails from people just like you looking to make that move here to Atlanta and the metro Atlanta area. I absolutely love it. If you're looking to make that move right now, a month from now, or a year from now, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I'd love to talk with you more about your move here to Atlanta. You can find my contact information below in the description. So as always, I'm going to keep it real with you when it comes to the Atlanta housing market. Just got the numbers in a few hours ago. I looked over them briefly, but really this is going to be a raw look at these numbers today that are coming from the February market here in March to begin with, and see what's going on. But I can tell you this, the fears that I had for buyers out there are definitely seeming to come true. There was a lot of pushback last month with the numbers when I was saying what I was personally seeing in the market, even though the numbers weren't reflecting that yet. And you know, there's deserved criticism of that sometimes too. It's a smaller sample size. However, again, I was seeing from myself, from talking with other agents, from hearing closing attorneys talk about it, from hearing lenders talk about it, that multiple offers were out there happening. And now let's see what the numbers have to show here for coming into this month of March. And we're looking at the February numbers. So let's do that. And as we see this first document here, we are taking a look of just this current market, comparing it to 2019 and 2016 in February, because this is a little bit more accurate depiction because again, we're not in the crazy market of the pandemic, but I think craziness is about to happen here again. So that's again what this document is saying. There's still some big differences here in the month supply is lower, and just activity is overall is still low compared to what was happening in 2019 and 2016. So I'm going to go ahead and jump off of this one and go to the next one that I know I want to look at, which is right here, and this is the yearly trend. So this is marking what happened last year in February 2022 compared to 2023. So if you don't remember, I'm going to remind you that last year, or last month I should say, in January, it was the first month that year over year we had an increase in the median sales price. It actually stayed the same from year over year in 3 or 4 years, I think. So that was an interesting trend, that the year over year trend, when we look at January 2022 versus January 2023, the median sales price had stayed steady. Well, now we're back to, if we look at February 2022 to 23, we've actually had a jump in the median sales price. So we see, compared to last year, there has been a slight increase. That wouldn't be significant if we hadn't been going down, 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 down for month over month and looking like we're gonna, you know, continue to go down when it comes to the sales price. However, what I saw at the beginning of January and into February seems to be reflecting in the numbers we have here for the February market. So active numbers, we're now up for active listings compared to last year. Pending, we're down, so more homes in the market, less homes under contract. Pending ratio compared to last year is down. We see it at 46%. Number of solds is down. Distressed sales is up a little bit. Failed listings is up a little bit. Month supply, 2.2 months of inventory. So again, that's up. So compared to last February, yes, it is a little bit more of a buyer's advantage. But I'm going to show something in just a second that's going to show where I think we're headed to. But anyways, we see median sales prices at 408, 400, when as last year it was 406. And I hadn't mentioned this yet, but again, this is for single family detached homes. And then the median sales price to list price ratio is at 96.1% with 52 days on market. So it's definitely taking longer to sell homes. Back February last year, we hadn't hit the interest rates all of a sudden just jumping up like crazy. So we're still comparing to lower interest rates back in February 2022. But now let's look at the 6 months trend. And so we do see days on market still increasing. So that's going to be an interesting number. See if that goes down over these next few months. But what I want to point out is I think it's been since June of last year that starting in June of last year that we kept decreasing in the median sales price. I talked about seasonality of the market. Some people have pushed back a little bit, but look what's all of a sudden happened here in February. So we kept going down or staying even through December, January, and all of a sudden February, boom, we've shot up from 400,000 last month to 408.4 this month. We've seen median list prices again go up a little bit from 425 to 434, 695 here. So we're starting to see the seasonality kick in for this upcoming spring and summer market. Pending ratio. This is a number I like to talk about a lot, and this is the number of homes we have active versus those that are under contract. This had been going down, I think, since actually before June. If I go back and look, I don't have time right now, and didn't pull up those numbers, but I believe it was before June this pending ratio started going down, down, down. And so this has this pending ratio here has been going down for months now, and all of a sudden we saw a little tick up in December, then a little bit more tick up in January, and now look at February, boom, back up to 46% at our pending ratio. So very interesting there. That's going to affect our month's supply of inventory. And again, we're seeing the supply was going up, which is good. I mean, if you're a buyer out there, we need more inventory. I've been talking about that for months and months and months, for seems like years now, that one of the factors that was going to keep at least the Atlanta market home prices up was going to be this low inventory. Yes, there's low demand, but man, inventory is just, it's so low right now. I mean, look at this. In September, we got up, in October, I guess was the high point of 9,124 active homes. But now that number has just gone way down to now in February, we're at 5,752 active homes, 4,898 pending homes. So that's big. We see that the number is 2,582 sold homes in the month of February. That's gone up from January, but again, that's not surprising because again, January numbers usually reflect what happens in December. Being the holiday season, typically not as many people get under contract, but again, we're starting to heat up. What I really want to see is this active number go up. We really need the inventory here. I'm a little surprised that distressed homes went up to 0.8%. That jump is interesting. And for those not familiar, distressed home is one that is, if you're selling a home, it's being sold at less than what is owed on the home, or it's already been foreclosed on and the bank's selling it. So that's a distressed property. As we look at this again, 2.2 months of inventory, and we see the list price to sales price ratio is at 96.1%. That number had been going down, and now we're bumping back up. Big thing is days on market. We're really seeing here. I had an interesting comment on one of the videos I just recently put out that we're seeing a lot more of homes that aren't necessarily the most quality homes coming on the market, more of those than the move-in ready homes. And I think there is some truth to that, some truth. However, when there's not a lot of inventory, I just think you just notice things more. You notice the multiple offers more. You notice the homes that aren't as quality more. You know, I was putting in like just searching for homes in Peachtree Corners, and I was doing a price range, but then I decided, hey, let's just look at all the active homes in Peachtree Corners. And I believe there was like 17 active homes in all of Peachtree Corners. Now, Peachtree Corners isn't a huge metro Atlanta suburb, but it's decent size, and only 17 homes, single family detached homes that's really low, and that's scary low. So definitely got to keep a number on that. We're going to keep moving on. These is the months of inventory based on the sales price. And this is where, man, so many of you out there are getting nailed. If you're 600,000 and below, and the average homeowner is in that $300,000 to $400,000 range. Oops, just jump off of that. Sorry about that. Let me get back there. There we go. But anyways, the average home buyer is in that $300,000 to $400,000 range. The first-time home buyer can be in the $200,000 to $300,000 range. And just look at this months of inventory here: 2 months, 1.8 months, 2.1 months, 1.9 months. I mean, I have a cash buyer moving in from out of town that's looking at 500 and below, and we're just having the hardest time finding a property that matches what they want because of this low inventory. You got to go all the way down here to above $1 million before we get into a more balanced market, and then 2 million above before we get to a buyer's market. And I've said over and over again, looking at these higher numbers really tell a story. It started to look like that maybe home prices were going to come down because the inventory of these higher priced homes was coming up, but all of a sudden from January to February, boom, look at that drop. 6.1 to 3.7 months of inventory, 5.2 to 3, 6.2 to 4.9. Now, these jumps and drops can happen faster when it comes to these higher priced homes because there's less of them. Definitely want to keep an eye on these priced homes. Interesting to see what March is going to bring, but here again in February and into March, it's still happening. The multiple offers are happening. Homes are going quickly that are ready to sell. And again, I'm starting to see some homes selling that aren't as nice. People are just wanting desperately to get into a home. So want to look at condos and townhomes as well for those of you that are interested in condos and townhomes. This is again 2022, February 2022 versus February 2023. We see the jump in actives, the jump in pending. Again, none of these are unusual. But the median sales price is now to $340,000 compared to $314,000 last year. That's pretty significant. That's an 8.1% jump. I've talked about on this channel that when you see single-family detached homes, seasonality hits that a lot more than condos and townhomes. The reason why is condos and townhomes being 1, 2, 3 bedrooms, they're typically smaller in size, and these can be purchased or more likely to be purchased by someone that maybe is not looking to have multiple people live in their home. Maybe it's just themselves. Maybe you're just married, maybe you just have a roommate or partner, or whatever the case may be. So these typically sell more consistently year-round, whereas single-family detached homes, you get 4, 5, 6 bedroom homes. This is usually families. Families can have kids. Kids go to school, and schools go in session during most of the months of the year until you hit those summer months. So a lot of people don't want to move those bigger homes during the fall and winter months. So we see that reflected in seasonality of the market with single family homes. Now, why in the world did I bring that up? Well, I'll talk about that in just a second, but 98% sales to list price ratio here in 34 days on market. So condos, townhomes, definitely going at a faster pace. Now I want to look at this 6 months trend. So I told you seasonality doesn't hit condos and townhomes the same. We do still typically see some slowing down in November and December because of the holiday season. But look what's happened here to sales price. Pretty consistent, dropped a little bit in January, and then boom, February. We were in the 325s, and all of a sudden in February, we've jumped up to $340,000 as the median sales price of a townhome or condo. Days on market were going up, and all of a sudden from 39 to 34. Month supply gone up a little bit to 3.1 in January, and all of a sudden dropped back down to 2.4. This is very interesting to look at. Pending ratio, again, that was going down like single family detached homes, and all of a sudden now it's going back up. And again, this inventory is low. I mean, for all of Metro Atlanta, we have 1,865 active condos and townhomes, 1,720 under contract. It's not a lot of townhomes and condos available. It's one of the reasons why I think you're seeing so much of the new construction happening right now are townhomes. We're just trying to put more homes on the market. You can put a lot more homes on a patch of land if they're condos or townhomes, because they're all squished together, than if they're single family detached homes. And then as we look at month supply, when it comes to the price range, we're seeing here, again, the price range that a lot of people are trying to come in at, we're below 2 months of inventory, and that's just crushing some of the buyers out there. Just not a lot to offer. We don't see a balanced market till we get right at 1 million and above, and then a buyer's market 1.5 million and over. So low inventory, still kicking our butts. We need homes. If you're looking to sell your home, still a great time to sell. So that's a real look at the latest numbers here. Again, I did not have a ton of time to dive into it. I just got them, decided to just go ahead and put them out there for you so you can see the latest numbers, get my natural reactions from them. I'm telling you, this market is still heating up. I'll be interested to see what's going to happen with inflation, because we got bad inflation numbers a couple weeks ago. Rates are around 7 now. And for those of you that might not know, inflation, the biggest impact on inflation is actually housing prices, housing costs, cost of living, and whether you're renting a home or whether you're purchasing a home. If we see these numbers go up, then that's going to directly affect the inflation, and that could go up too. It's going to be, obviously inflation's nationwide, and when the Fed raises rates and things like that. So I know in some states and cities, the market really is being hit, but here in Atlanta, in the metro Atlanta area, the market's hot. People are moving here. People are still buying homes even at the 7% range. A lot of talk is now happening about people buying homes and saying, hey, the numbers are going to come down for rates. Inflation will eventually get under control. We'll just refi in a year or two. Maybe the case, maybe not. I do believe rates will come down eventually. Inflation obviously will get under control at some point in time. But when that is, no one knows for sure. So just be careful. Talk with your real estate agent, talk with your financial advisor, talk with your lender, whomever it case to be, and have detailed conversations and in-depth conversations about what is happening. If you're looking out there to buy a home right now, I strongly suggest that you have these conversations and play out all the scenarios. Go ahead and plan for whatever rate you're getting right now, whatever monthly payment that you get under contract for. Just be prepared to have that for a while. That way, if rates don't go down, you're still covered and you know you can still live in your current situation. If rates do go down, then hey, what a bonus you have there. You can refi. And if you are currently looking to purchase a home here in Atlanta, maybe you're moving from out of town, maybe you already live here, whether it's right now, a month from now, or a year from now, would love to go ahead and get that conversation started. So give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Would love to talk to you and help you make that smooth move here to Atlanta and the metro Atlanta area. Hope you enjoyed this video. Got lots more videos you can take a look at about living, working, playing, and breathing all things Atlanta and the metro Atlanta area, the Atlanta market, new construction that's going on. So take a look at some of these videos here. Until next time, hope to see you around town.